Hello? Hello, there it is. Now it's working. What's up, everybody? Ted here again. Bodies and wigs. And this should be a short one. I'm gonna do a quick video on confirmation entries. Basically how to know when to enter into a trade. Because I just entered one and I thought it would be a good thing to show. So this is coming from, again, a smart money perspective. Nothing like retail. So I'm not looking for a trend line to enter on. I'm not looking for a channel to follow. I'm not looking for a triangle to bust out of, or I'm not putting a crab harmonic on it or anything like that. I'm basically just looking for basic breaks of structure and a good old Fibonacci will tell you, because that'll give you whether you're in a discount or a premium. So, and this is on Ethereum. So I am just gonna go ahead and head on over to the charts. One moment here. And there we go. And I'm gonna get my ugly head off of here too. So give me 1 second. There it is. All right. So what we have here is, as we've noticed all day today, we've had a lot of rising prices, which has been awesome. We've definitely taken advantage of that, especially with leverage. And what I haven't discovered, but what I really like about some of these new coins is that there's actual leveraged coins to get around the whole, areas that don't allow leverage. Luckily, my state does allow leverage, so I'm in a good spot to where. But I entered on both. I did enter a future on leverage and also a coin on leverage on two separate platforms with this. So first, what I did is you got to know where you're aiming for, right? And I always tell people to aim for a place where there is liquidity. Evidently, this is driving up, and it has been driving up for quite some time because it wants to get to a place of liquidity, right? So, in that place is right over here. Even though there's a breaker here pushing it down, and that's what did push it down. It comes up, it gets to this point here, and I actually want to draw a line across to see where it hits on this this area over here that would cause it to drive it down. It was probably some order block. Yeah, it looks like there's some order blocks in there. I'm on the 5 minute as well. I could get on like the hour and it might help me out a little bit more. Yeah, you can see it's definitely hitting the bottom part of an order block. I guess that's an order block. But it also gets close to it gets close enough to a high to where this is an area to where people would expect it to start, selling, because they think this is an area of resistance, because there are one, two, almost, I don't know. There's just a pretty big area that you could consider resistance. It could start dropping at any time. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing the liquidity above, right? So I'm seeing this up here that it wants to go to, right? it wants to go up in this area because there's sell limits down through here. There's also buy limits just above these highs, and it's probably going to mess around in this area to try to take out both sides before it finally gets higher. So yeah, so I did enter into a long just now. And why did I enter into a long? I'll go back to the 5 minute just so we can be more clear about it. So first what I did is I looked over here to that same kind of area. As you can see, there is a swing high right here, right? So I go back to my area and I look and I see where that swing high has been broken, right? And it comes down, and that bottom will be my Fibonacci because this is the one that broke that swing high. So throw that Fibonacci bottom on there all the way up to the top. It retraces down to perfectly the 79%. And some would argue you could also put it here. And if you did that, it would still break the 62. But I like putting it here just because that's the one that comes after breaking that high. Either or is fine. It's still gonna come down to like the golden pocket, which is anything between the 62 and the 88.6. So and then instead of entering here, I didn't want to enter here just because this thing could still keep going downward, and to be honest, it still can. But what it did after it did hit this, it came back and kind of hit the same area to where that high was. And when it came up, it did break a little bit, or at least these two highs, for a little bit of break of structure, right? So then it came back down. I was just waiting to see how far it would come back down. I was hoping it wouldn't break below this. It didn't. So that's when I entered. I entered at 21.55.55, I think is what it was. I don't think I actually have it entered here, but that's what it was. It was 21.55.55. As you can see, this made a little bit of a hump, but then again, another break of structure, coming back down into an I don't think that's an order block at all. But to be honest, those are the kinds of things I look for whenever I see or I want to enter, is I want to see those kind of breaks of structure. Because now what I'm aiming for is, like I said, I'm aiming for that area that has this right above here. So right now my take profit level is 2280. So that is my take profit level. And the way it's looking right now, it may not look good, but I think it's doing this on purpose to get people think it's probably still going to make itself lower. But all the confirmations here tell me that this has retraced. It's now pretty much balanced out. It could go a little bit lower, but I'm not too scared if it gets a little bit lower. I think if it does get lower than the 100, then I think I would bail. just because this whole area consolidated, balanced out, and when it broke out from that, that was the good sign. And now it's coming back into it, hits it, bounces off of it, and continues on. That's what we want to see. I don't want to see it come back down into this consolidation area. That's not how the market make your sell model works, because other than that, if it does that, it would actually probably break lower and probably end up in this area right here below these lows. And that's what I don't want to see. And that's why I would rather see it probably actually, I would rather see it stay above this old swing high. If it starts getting below that old swing high, then that's when I'll just start paying a lot more attention to see what's gonna have to happen. But so far, every single check part of my entries has worked out, and we'll just have to see how this works out. Um, I know most of the day I didn't make quite a bit on Ethereum today, um, on using both those the leveraged coins, and also doing some futures trading. Um, so and I plan on making even more. Bitcoin was a good one today too, to make some money off of. It's just been a good day all around for crypto. So just glad to share that with you guys. If anybody makes money out there, I'm glad you did. Uh, I don't think it's over yet. You know, I think we're just rolling around to a different period. I don't know how high we're gonna get. I don't have that kind of foresight. But I just look for, short term things. I'm kind of more of a swing trader, I realized, rather than a day trader. And I'm just looking for it to get to at least that 2280 level. And once it gets there, I'll figure out what to do from after that. But until then, we'll just have to see what happens. So, if you think you've learned something from this, and you you think you want you to tell your friends and all that good stuff, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video, give it, definitely give it a like, help me bump up in the algorithms that YouTube has out there. I'm gonna include this with my technical series thing that I've got going. I don't really want to call it, another one on Ethereum, because I've done like ton of Ethereum ones, but this is more about, the selective entries, and how you would make an entry, not specifically about Ethereum. So anyways, that's all I got, guys, and I hope you all have a good night, and always remember to wear your pants. Just wear them.